Congrats to Terrance Bud Crawford for the amazing performance against Canelo. He deserved the pound for pound number one. He deserved all the belts. He deserved everything. This was his night on the Independence Day. He showed, especially with the music, he's the real Mexican. He's the real fighter. Of course, he had his style, he had his technique, he had his game plan, but he showed he's a very, very different level than Canelo. I'm very disappointed in Canelo. I believe most of the Mexicans are too, or some other fans. But the Americans can be happy. They showed they're on a different level. Crawford going 2 weight classes above and have more power. It looks like he has even more power than Canelo. Speed, footwork, everything, cardio, everything was on point. Canelo, on the other hand, stiff. Of course, we know he doesn't have a jab. No combos, no power, nothing. It was crazy. And I watched also Callum Walsh against Vargas Jr. I watched Inoue against the gas station worker. No way I will put myself into this again to watch this crap of sparring sessions for hundreds of millions of dollars. For me, it's better to watch an MMA fight, especially in the UFC, a guy fighting for $10,000-$20,000 and then putting himself there to get brutally knocked out or choked out and this guy's had amazing performances. If you watch the card Noche UFC, you saw especially the main event Lopez against Silva is more worth than all the free whites boxing fights I mentioned. Crazy how these guys can get away with it, but now I know for myself at least UFC, or let's say the MMA sport, is now bigger than boxing as in the aspect of entertainment. Of course, boxing has its things now, they have the names, but instead of sitting there watching their fights, and I have Lopez against Silva, no way I'm gonna watch that instead of that. Or the Europeans waking up at 5 in the morning, watching this crap of sparring sessions, hundreds of millions of dollars. Yeah, congrats to Terrance Bud Crawford, the great fighter, and Canelo, the good boxer.